have a strap handy. I might not have time to use it, but I'm hoping that I can fit what I would like to do with that in, and a block. If you haven't got a block, don't worry, you can adapt without it. But we're starting a child's pose. Have your knees together, feet together for this one. And then relax over the legs. Forehead down to the floor. A great pose to start in. Child's pose. And some people call it embryo pose. So it's that feeling of making yourself into a small, tight little ball. Retreating home, retreating inwards. And some people think of it like bowing down to yourself. So it's that opportunity to check in, to listen to your body, to quieten your thoughts, to start to create that nice rhythm with your breathing. So the breath getting longer and deeper. As the breath gets longer and deeper, you get more relaxed. The mind gets more quiet. Try adding a bit of weight into your hands so that it pushes your hips back into your heels. And if your forehead's on the floor, you could let your head move from side to side to get that massage on your head. A little bit of movement through your neck. So now you've been here for a little while, can you let go of all the muscles in your hips? Imagine you've got a pair of hands pressing your sacrum down into the heels. So really unlocking those hips. Looking forwards, we'll come up onto all fours. Let's just to begin with, rock forwards and back. Stretching out hip flexors a little bit. Start to feel the hamstrings and the glutes. And also the core. So draw your belly button back, keep the core nice and strong. We'll take little circles as well. Just waking up those wrists a little bit. And then take the circle the other way. Coming back to a neutral place, shoulders over hands, knees below the hips. Cat-cows, just nice and easy, letting the belly sink, lift the head, chest up. As you exhale, round into the back, chin to chest. So just flowing through, warming up your body. Go in your own time, with your own breathing. Just creating a little bit of heat, preparing your body ready for the class ahead. Last time. And then tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back into your downward facing dog, but have your knees bent. Yeah, don't straighten the legs just yet. We'll press the heels down one by one, keeping those knees bent. Just bouncing into your body. Yeah, as you continue to bounce, you might start to be able to squeeze the heels down a little bit more, straighten the legs a little bit more. Just starting to stretch the hamstrings a little bit more. Good. Coming up high onto your toes and then let both heels fall to the right side. So you're on the edges of the feet. Now you're trying to push both hands into the floor to lift the hips up. And then coming back onto the center, up onto the toes and letting both heels fall to the left. So you're on the inner edge of the right foot and the outer edge of the left foot. Bring the heels back to the center, lower the knees. Now open the knees wide, have your big toes touching. Just let your belly relax in between your legs now. Forehead down into the floor. Just notice how you feel after that short little bit of movement. So today's session, we're focusing on forward falls, seeing how these work for you and where you're at within them. Seeing if there's anything else we can look for to feel or to change or to adjust to help your forward fold. So walk the hands back underneath the shoulders and bring the knees back underneath you. Come back onto all fours. Okay, catch hold of your block and place the block now in between the legs. So we're going to do the same thing, same little thing there, cat-cow into down dog. Now squeeze the block with your inner thighs. So as you inhale, start to let the belly sink and lift the tailbone up towards the sky and really squeeze the block. Notice now, or imagine the sit bones attached to the hamstrings and you're drawing the hamstrings up, or hamstrings attached to the sit bones. And now tuck the tail, squeeze the block and round into the back, chin to chest. So now you're lengthening the lower back, so the stretch in the hamstrings is less. So again, squeeze the block. So imagine now those sit bones lifting upwards and stretching the hamstrings out. And then doing the opposite of that, tucking the tail, the lower back getting longer, pushing down through the hands. The same for plank pose here, isn't it? So squeeze the block and send the sit bones up, get those hamstrings to stretch. And then the opposite, tuck the tail, hamstrings contract, round into the back, inner thighs working. Okay, so let the belly sink. Keep squeezing the block if you can. Take the tailbone up to the sky so the sit bones stretch the hamstring. And then you can tuck your toes under. Keep squeezing the block and lift the hips up and back into your down dog with the knees bent. So try the same thing here and notice how the hamstrings stretch now. You're going to tuck the tail and round into the lower back. And then try and send the tailbone up to the sky. Keep squeezing the block as you send the tailbone up, stretch the hamstrings, knees bent. And again, tucking the tail. It's like you're drawing the block towards your belly. And then squeezing the block to lift the sit bones to stretch the hamstrings. Good, last time, tucking the tail, rounding into the lower back. And then sending the sit bones up to the sky, stretching the hamstrings. You might be able to squeeze the heels down a little bit more now. You might be able to straighten the legs, and it's your version of straight. Everyone's legs are different. Start to make your way up onto your toes and roll yourself forwards into your plank pose. Keep squeezing your block, draw your head, chest forwards. Let the elbows brush the rib cage as you go down. You can drop your knees if you need to. Come through into your little cobra, your up dog. And then lower yourself right back down. Tuck your toes. Come all the way back into your downward facing dog. Squeeze the block. All right, going to waddle your feet towards your hands. Keeping the block there. And don't worry if you've not got a block. Just imagine it's there. Rest your hands on your shins. Now inhale, squeeze the block, lengthen the spine and try and get those sit bones to lift up towards the sky again. Keep squeezing the block. As you exhale, you're going to keep that shape and just fold forwards. Sit bones lifting up to the sky and keep squeezing the block as you relax your head. Inhale, press the hands onto the shins. Keep squeezing the block. You're lifting the sit bones up to the sky. Hopefully you can feel the hamstrings stretch there. Knees are bent, protect your back, and then fold forwards. Yeah, so the knees bent just takes a little bit of pressure off the back. Even if you can do it, I prefer to keep my knees bent. Last time, inhale, lift the head, chest up. Feel the sit bone lift. Feel the inner thighs working. And then exhale and fold round into the back. Good. Rolling your way back up. Come up to standing. Bring your hands heart center. Squeeze your block. How's those hamstrings? Stand onto your left leg. Hover your right foot off the floor. Keep squeezing the block. And then hinge from the hips. Now think sit bones up. Hamstring stretching. Slight bend in that left leg. Bring the body parallel to the floor. Those hamstrings working. Keep pushing the legs together as you come back up. And then place the foot onto the floor. Well done. Hover your left foot off the floor. Squeeze the block. Find those hamstrings. Then hinge from the hips. Think tailbone up to the sky. Core strong. Find where's parallel to the floor. Squeeze the block. That's it. Nice. Squeeze the legs together. Push down to lift up. Well done. Place the left foot on the floor. Inhale, lift your arms up. Tuck the tail, thighs forwards, hips forwards, gaze up. And then exhale, fold and hinge from the hips. Have your knees bent. That's it. Lower your belly over your thighs. Good. Take the first two fingers and slide them in between your big toe. And you like you're hooking onto your big toe, elbows bent. Push your big toes down into your fingers. Fingers pull the big toe up. So you've got that resistance there. As you inhale, knees are bent, draw the head chest forwards, sit the tailbone up to the sky. And then exhale, bend the elbows, draw the tummy, the chest, the head down. Relax your head. Try that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. Try and pull the toes up, but push the toes down. And then exhale, elbows bend, suck the belly up towards the rib cage, tailbone up to the sky, slight bend in those knees or a big bend in those knees. Last time, inhale, draw the head, chest forwards. And then exhale, pull the toes up, but push the toes down as the elbows bend and lower. Good, releasing that. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. You can bend your knees and jump both feet to the back of the mat. Keep squeezing hold of the block. Elbows brush the rib cage, lower all the way down. Draw the shoulders down the back, lift the head, chest up, come into a cobra and squeeze that block. So you're tucking your tail under there. Lower yourself back down and then push back into your child's pose. The block will stay there if you want. Forehead down into the floor, relax your head. So hopefully the hamstrings are already feeling nice and warm. Big breath in. And a long breath out. Good. So you can take the block away. Just pop it to one side and then come up onto all fours. Tuck your toes under, lift the hips up and back. Imagine you've got the block there. And you're thinking sit bones up to the sky. Sit bones stretching the hamstrings. Knees bent, protecting the back. Bend the knees, look forwards. You can step or jump your feet inside the hands. Take the halfway lift. Now your knees are bent. You're lifting your sit bones up. You're stretching your hamstrings. And you're maintaining that as you fold forwards. Weight into the toes as much as you can. Start to roll your way up. Last thing to come up is the head. Press your palms together, lift your arms up. Tuck the tail, thighs forwards, hips forwards. And then bring the hands heart center. Okay, so now, like you did earlier, but without the block, stand onto the left leg, hover your right foot off the floor. Don't let your right toes come forwards. They're going to hinge from the hips. Keep that right foot hovering off the floor. Then take your right leg all the way back into warrior three. How hard is this left hamstring working? Keep your right toes facing down so the right hamstring is working as well. Bend your left leg, place your right foot at the back of the mat and come up into your high lunge. Lift the arms up. Good. As you exhale, take the hands either side front foot. Front foot goes to the back. Lift the hips up into down dog. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend the knees and fold forwards. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. Exhale and fold. Good. Walk your hands all the way to the front of the mat into plank. All right, see how long you can keep your legs straight as you walk your feet all the way back up to the hands. You can do a little scurry forward so you get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Think tailbone, sit bones up, hamstrings stretched. Maintain it as you fall, belly up to rib cage. Roll your way up, chin to chest. Press your palms together, lift your arms up. Good, now bring your hands back, heart center. You're gonna move the weight onto your right foot and hover your left foot off the floor. Okay, hold it there. Try and keep that left foot hovering as you hinge from the hips. Hang on tight to that right leg, right hamstring. From there, lift the left leg back. Body stays parallel to the floor, left toes pointing down. Good, so you're gonna bend your right leg. How elegantly can you lower your left foot down onto the back of the mat? That elegantly, yes. Lift your arms up, come up into high lunge. And then take the hands down either side, front foot. Front foot moves to the back, plank pose, heels push back, head forwards. Lift the hips up into downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees and fall forwards. Inhale, you can put your hands onto your shins. Draw the head, chest forwards, think sit bones up, core strong. And then exhale, fold. It's like a jigsaw slotting in over your legs. Walk your hands all the way back into plank pose. Keep the legs straight for as long as you can. Don't worry, if you need to bend them at some point, bend them. Otherwise, walk the legs straight all the way to the hands. You will have to do a little bend. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Maybe your fingers can stay on the floor now as you do that. And then exhale and fold. Good, roll your way up. Come up to standing, we're gonna add on. Press the palms together, tuck the tail thighs forwards, lift your arms up. And then exhale, hands heart center. Okay, put weight onto your left foot, hover your right foot off the floor, and then hinge from the hip. So especially this left sit bone, lifting upwards, stretching that left hamstring, slight bend in the left leg. Swing the right leg up, warrior three. Bend the left leg, right toes touch the floor at the back of the mat, and then lift the arms up, high lunge. Good, so you're gonna drop the back heel, 45, warrior two. You know you need to adjust that front foot, move it so the heel is in line with that back arch. And then straighten the front leg, turn the left toes in, hands behind your back, interlace, draw the shoulders back, open up the chest. And then exhale, fold forwards and hinge from the hips all the way down. Yes, those toes slightly turned in. You can have a bend in your legs. You can let your arms come up and over your head and stretch your shoulders. That's it. So don't worry if you've got a bend in your knees, that's totally fine. Relax your head, take the weight into the toes. Inhale, lift your head, chest up. See if those sit bones can lift upwards. And then exhale and fold. Release the hands. You're going to rebend the right leg, come into a lunge, facing the top of the mat. Oh, sorry, left leg. Bend the left leg, be facing the top of the mat. And then front foot to the back of the mat. Okay, hope I didn't put you off there. And then lift the hips up and back into your down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Hopefully this is getting easier. And as you walk back, bend your knees. And fit the jigsaw puzzle over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Think sit bones up, bend in your legs. Exhale and fold. And walk the hands forwards, come into plank. All right, maybe this is getting easier. Walk your feet to your hands, try and keep those legs straight. You can come up high onto your toes, you can come up onto your fingertips, challenge yourself. Inhale, halfway lift, think sit bones up, head, chest, drawing forwards. Exhale, fold. Good, start to roll your way up. Press your palms together, lift your arms up. And then bring your hands down, heart center. Okay, oof, take the weight onto the right foot. Hover your left foot off the floor. Start to hinge from the hip. Try not to let those toes come past the right toes. There's a slight bend in your right leg. Take the left leg back. Find your warrior three. How's the right hamstring working here? Left hamstring's drawing you up. Bend the right leg. Lower the left toes to the back of the mat. Come into your high lunge. Good. You're going to drop the back heel 45, warrior two, and then walk your front foot forwards, heel to arch alignment here. Good. Now push into this front heel. Feel this left hamstring working. Right hamstring working. All right. Straighten the front leg. Turn those right toes in. Hands go behind. Interlace. Draw the shoulders back. Open up the chest. And then exhale. Fold it forwards. Hinge from the hips. Now you can take your arms up and over your head. That's it. Nice. Have a bend in your knees if you want to go further. And that's it. Try taking your hands away from your bum there, Melissa. Good. Bend the knees. Nice. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. Think sit bones up to the sky. And then exhale, fold it forwards. And releasing the hands, bring them back underneath you. Rebend into your right leg. Come swinging to the top of the mat. And then letting the front foot move to the back. Hips up, down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Good. Sit bones up, relax tummy, chest, head. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. Imagine your spine rocketing out of your pelvis there. And then exhale, fold. Walk your hands out into plank. So I'm hoping this is getting a bit easier for you now. Start to walk your feet towards your hands, keeping those legs nice and straight. You can come up onto your tippy toes. That's a good one. That's it, nice to F, good. Once you get there, take a halfway lift from the left foot. Exhale, fully fold. Good, start to roll your way up. Last thing to come up is the head. Last little flow now. Press your palms together. Lift the arms up, thighs forwards, hips forwards. And then bring your hands back, heart center. Okay, so put weight onto your left foot. Hover your right foot off. This should be getting more familiar now. Hinge from the hips. Okay, and how can you make this happen? Taking your right leg all the way back into warrior three. Bending the left leg even more, and those right toes land on the floor at the back of the mat. And lift your arms up, come up into your high lunge. That's it, we know this bit now. Drop the back heel, come into warrior two. And adjust the front foot, move it towards the right side. Energy into this left hamstring now. Maybe you could lift your left toes up. Really push through that left heel. You're going to straighten the left leg, turn those left toes in. Then again, take the hands behind you, interlace, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, fold forwards. Go in a different circle if you've got furniture in the way. Inhale, once you're there, take your arms away from your bum. Lift the head, chest up. And then exhale, try and fold forwards. You know, maybe you can start to straighten the legs now. Maybe those hamstrings are giving you a bit more space. But if the hamstrings are too tight, it's going to pull on your back. Yeah, so be mindful of that. Bringing the hands back and then resting them on the floor. Now you're going to bend into your right leg and face the back of the mat. Yeah. We're going to come into our Skandasana shape. So lift your hips up, turn your toes inwards, and then sit your bum down, left toes up to the sky. See where you can get to here. Now, if it's too much, stay up high onto your toes. Take one more breath here. Good, well done. You know, swing all the way back to the front of your mat. So you're bending into your left leg and then swinging all the way back to the front. Front foot moves to the back. Take the hips up, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Take a halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale and fully fold. Send those sit bones up, up, up. Good. Walk your hands out into your plank pose. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Maybe stay up on your tippy toes now until you get all the way there. Tippy toes, all the way there. Good. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fully fold. Maybe bend your knees more this time. See how it feels. Then roll your way up. Last thing to come up is the head. Press palms together. Thighs forwards, hips forwards, arms go up. Good, and then exhale, hands heart center. All right, last time. Take the weight onto your right foot. Pop the left foot off. Okay, hinge from the hips. Take the left leg all the way back, warrior three. Slight bend in your right leg. Bend the right leg more. Left toes land at the back of the mat. Nice, good. Lift your arms up, high lunge. You're going to ground the back heel, 45, adjust the front foot. Maybe lift up these right toes. Squeeze through the right heel, feel the hamstring there. Good. Straighten the right leg, turn the right toes inwards, hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, eyes forwards, hips forwards, open up. And then exhale, hinge from your hips. Take the arms up and over your head. Breathe in, lift the head, chest up. Breathe out, and then fold it forwards. That's it, good, the hands come away from the bum. Now imagine that I was there, I had one hand on your sacrum, one hand on your hands, pressing the hands down. Bringing the hands back, and then placing them underneath you. And we're going to bend into the left leg to face the back of the mat, just enjoying that little low lunge there. And then just lift your hips up, drop the back heel 45, start to swivel the toes towards the left. Come into your version of Skandasana. So you might be higher on your toes, you might have your hips up higher. See where it feels good for you, but press down through this right leg. Feel the hamstring there, squeeze down through the hip, wherever you are. Good. Next, you're going to rebend the right leg and take yourself all the way to the top of the mat. Come into a lunge. And then front foot to the back of the mat. Up into your downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Little halfway lift. Maybe you have your knees bent. Exhale and fold. Look through your shins. Sit bones up. Relax your head. Good. Walk your way out into your plank. And play. Maybe tippy toes, maybe not. Maybe you keep your knees a little bit bent. See what you can do. Yeah, this is all about what can you do. But whatever you do, we want to get those feet to the hands. So you can take the hands off the floor before your feet get there if you need. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. And this time, take your hands around the backs of your legs. And then fold forwards, hugging yourself. Drawing the legs towards the chest, the head down. You take a little bit more weight into your toes. Inhale. Imagine you're sat on the floor here. And exhale, weight into your toes. Good, guys. Nice release. Roll your way up to standing. A little bit of balance. You're going to stand onto your left leg, bring your right knee into your chest. Now catch hold of the knee and squeeze the thigh up. Okay, so now as you squeeze the thigh up, send the tailbone down. That might mean having that little bend in the left leg. Take your right hand just inside your right foot. Could you hook onto your big toe with the first two fingers? This might be enough for you here. In which case you might try and lift the chest and push the foot down, keeping hold of the toe. You could try extending the leg out in front and see how that feels. Maybe it doesn't straighten completely. Yeah, so it can be here as well. Yeah, so you go to where feels good for you. So you've got two options, here, here, or here. If all is well, take your nose towards your shin, your right elbow out to the side. Yeah, so you've got your forward fold on one leg. One more breath. Lift yourself back up if you fold it in. And you're going to hold the leg there, release the hand. See if you can hold it there for 5, 4, 3. That's it, keep it going. 2, 1. Lower down. Shake it out. All right, see what's possible, guys. Stand onto your right foot. Bring your left knee into your chest. That's it. Take your hands around your left knee. Squeeze it in. As much as you squeeze the left knee in, send the tailbone down. And so you're going to take your left hand inside your left leg now. Hook onto your big toe with those first 2 fingers. And this is enough here. So you could straighten and push down to lift up. Yeah. So there's this stage. There's bringing it to bend and holding it there. As long as this left hip stays down. Maybe we can straighten the legs. So it's option number 3 and it's just an option. Maybe option number 4, inhale, lift up. Exhale, arm out to the side, fold forwards. You can have your right hand on your hip just to help you balance. That's it, keep going, keep going, keep going. Get back into it if you lost it. Nice. Lift yourself right back up. You're going to hold the leg there and bring your hand away for 5, 4. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg down. Well done. Shake it out. Press your palms together. Inhale, lift the arms up, thighs forwards, hips forwards. And then exhale and fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale. Now, can you rest your hands on the floor? If not, have your hands on a block. Lift the head chest up so you've got a nice straight spine and bring your right heel into your bum. Keep your right knee in line with your left knee. Lower the right foot down and then lift the left heel into the bum. Keep your knees in line. Good, nice. Lower the left foot down. We're going to come up high onto the toes and then sink the bum down towards the heels. So you've got your hands either on the block or on the floor. Keep those knees nice and high, those heels nice and high. Try and squeeze the thighs into the belly. Try and lift your hands forwards. See if you can find that balance. Breathing in. Can you hug those thighs in even more? Good. We'll take the hands to the floor, your knees into your armpits. I don't know why, but I feel like Bakasana is due here. So you're going to put your shins onto the backs of the arms, or you are going to stay here. Yeah, come into Bakasana and squeeze the heels into the bum like you just did. Knees resting on the backs of the arms. Hold it there if you're there. 5, 4, 3. Are you there, Steph? 2 and 1. Lower the feet. If you're up high onto your toes, let's all lower the heels to the floor and then land the bum down onto the mat. Extend your legs out in front. And bring the soles of the feet together just for a minute. Let's open up these hips. Done a lot of this forwards and back motion. So let's open up just for a moment. Catch hold of your toes. Lift up nice and tall. And then exhale, forward, forwards. Should feel nice. You can walk your hands forwards. Get a nice change from all that forward and back motion. All right, good. Lift yourself right back up. Have your block handy. Bring your knees up. Good. Extend your legs out. Have a slight bend in your knees for a minute. Hands by your hips. Tilt the pelvis forward so your spine gets longer. Then from there, lay your belly over your thighs. And walk your hands out in front. So notice now, maybe have a little feel of your back. If it's really hunched in the lower back, then you need to be sat on a block. Okay? But if you can lift up nice and tall here, then this is a great place to be. So sit bones aren't, or the hamstrings aren't pulling on the sit bones, overstretching your back. You can take the arms underneath you. Now, if this is a tough pose for you, have a block there and the arms rest on the blocks. Yeah. After all that we've just done now, I reckon that you can be all right just here. Now keep the belly on the thigh, keep the chest nice and long, spine nice and long. Start to slide the legs forwards, and you're going to land with the feet flexed. We're not going for complete straight legs here, we're keeping the legs bent, and you're resting on your forearms. Yeah. So if you feel like, oh, this is really pulling on my back, get that block underneath your arms. Now, if all feels well, push the backs of the legs down into the arms and draw your chest forwards. I always feel like Tom Daly jumping off the top diving board, triple somersault with straight legs, although our legs are slightly bent. Inhale, draw the chest forwards. If you feel like you've got a bit more space, push down through the backs of the legs into the arms. You want this in the belly of the hamstring, not in the attachment points behind the knee and by the sit bones. Yeah, so try and make sure the sensations are there in the belly of the hamstring. One more breath. Maybe your nose can come in between your shins now. Good. When you're ready, release. Good. Give those legs a nice little stretch. We'll take the hands behind. Let's do the opposite now. Fingers towards the bum. Push down through the feet and lift the hips up. If this feels too much, just bend the legs. Can you have your toes touching the floor here as you push the hips up? Lower your bum back down onto the mat. Well done. You're going to bend your knees and take your hips closer to your heels. Got catch hold of your strap. This can also be a scarf or a jumper, whatever you've got, and then roll yourself down onto the mat. Have both knees bent for a moment, and take your right leg up to the sky nice and straight. And you're going to take a strap over the foot. Strap, jumper, tea towel, whatever you've got. Now give yourself enough strap so that you can have your legs straight. Your version of straight. Everyone's version of straight is different. So you're going to push the foot into the strap and hold onto the strap with the hand. It's like you're trying to push the foot away, but you're not going anywhere because the hands are holding onto the strap. So it's nice and strong there. And then relax and draw the leg towards the head. Yeah, see, as soon as the leg starts to bend, you've gone too far. So again, you've got to this new place now. You're going to push the foot into the strap like you're trying to push the leg away. So you're stretching that and strengthening. Good, and then relax the leg and just see if there's a little bit more space to draw the leg towards the head. And again, if it bends, take it back. One last time, really press the foot into the strap. Try and straighten the back of the leg. Feel that resistance. Your biceps should be bulging, holding onto the strap. And then relax the leg and see if you've got a bit more space. Good. Keep the leg, that right leg where it is, and then work on extending your left leg nice and straight. Hold it there. You can keep the strap there or your jumper. You're going to keep the leg there. Take your hands away. Nice big breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your nose to your shin. Shoulders off the floor, head off the floor. Can you actively draw your right leg closer to your head? So it's like a one-legged forward fold. And release. Catch hold of your strap with the left hand and just lower the right leg to the left side. Keep the leg straight if you've got space and if you can. Draw the leg towards your head. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Let's bring it all the way back in. Release the leg. Give it a nice little shake. Last side, and last thing, take your strap over your left foot. Have your right leg bent to begin with. Find where the leg is straight. Hold it there. You're going to try and pull the foot away, keeping the leg straight, squeezing the back of your left sacrum into the mat, left side. That's it. Feeling the strength, biceps bulging because you're pushing so much. And then relax and draw the leg closer to the head. See if there's more space. It might be a little micro movement. And again, pushing the foot away, squeezing the back of the hips down into the mat, spine pressing into the mat, biceps bulging, legs stretching and strengthening. And then release and draw the leg closer to the head. Maybe it moves a moment, just a millimeter. Last time, press the foot into the strap. Feel the whole back of the body. You could even push down through your right foot, right back of the hip. And then relax and draw the leg closer to the head. So you've got to your maximum with your leg straight, and we extend your right leg towards the front of the mat. So I can feel a little pulling right by the back of my knee, so I'm going to take my leg up a little bit higher. From here, keeping the leg where it feels good. Nice big breath in. As you breathe out, release the strap and bring your head up, nose to your shin. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Right hand around the left strap and, the strap on the left leg, and lower the left leg to the right. That's it. Nice twist. Left leg straight if you can. Let the strap thread through your hands. Give yourself more space if you need to. Good, guys, making your way all the way back. Release the strap, shake out that left leg. You can take your right leg up to the sky as well, and shake both legs. Give the hamstrings a little bit of a rub. Calves, ankles. Good. Then finish with the soles of the feet together, knees open, arms up and over your head. Take a moment just to settle, enjoying opening of the hips there. Just thinking back to all the work that we've just done. Any realizations, any light bulb moments, anything that you feel like you can change or adapt to your practice? I think the most important thing we can all think about is that bend in the knees whenever you forward fold, with the hamstrings attached to the sit bones then attached to the pelvis attached to the back. And so if your hamstrings are tight, pulling on your sit bones is going to pull your back down. And then over time, as the hamstring stretches, you feel more confident, and you can work on straight legs. Let your legs extend outwards to the corners of the mat. Let your toes fall outwards. If you're happy there with the soles of the feet together, stay there. Arms can be overhead or down by your side. Jaw relaxed, legs relaxed. Hopefully mind relaxed. You've had this moment just to focus on one thing. You're welcome to continue with your Shavasana or continue with your practice. This is where I leave you. So if you need to carry on with your day, start to move your fingers, move your toes, breathe a little bit deeper again. Taking a long, lazy yawn, reaching your arms above the head. And then rolling to the right side into your fetal shape. Keeping your eyes closed, come up to seated to face the front. Sit in any shape that feels good. Bring your palms together, thumbs into your chest bone. Big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Tomorrow night we're going to do a chakra-inspired nidra. So if you want to jump onto that, and then hopefully that will prepare you for next week, which was requested to do little chakra classes. So that should be fun. Have a lovely